Hey guys, as you know, there's a lot of rumours at the moment going about the Wii U. Some developers, just a while ago actually, the developers of Alien Colonial Marines were actually praising the console. And there were thoughts of many that it was actually going to be more powerful than the 360 and PS3. Some people were speculating around 25% more powerful, I believe. However, now things are starting to change somewhat. Other developers are now starting to say that they're underwhelmed by the Wii U. In fact, they're actually saying that it's not as powerful as the PS3 or the 360, and basically the graphics are just not as capable. I believe this has something to do with the amount of shaders on the GPU. Now, there are reports that the Wii U does actually have more RAM on it than the current generation consoles. Obviously the PS3 and 360 have 512 megabytes, although both consoles divide their RAM differently. The 360 has 512 unified, which means that manufacturers can games developers, should I say, can use that RAM how they see fit. On the other hand, with the PS3, they have 256 for graphics, and the remainder, the other 256, goes towards main system RAM. Now, one developer, or in fact a few developers, have actually said, in fact I believe even Nintendo themselves, has said developers won't have to worry about RAM for this console. In other words, it will have more. Now, how much more, they haven't stated, as far as I can remember, so whether that's going to be 768, for example, or even 1 gig, who knows. But it does somewhat concern me that they're already, or developers, or should I say, are already starting to be concerned, so I'm concerned of their concern, if you will, that the graphics card is not up to scratch. Now, obviously, they haven't mentioned anything about the CPU so far, and the actual exact specifications are extremely under wraps. Now, the touchscreen on the controller is definitely a plus for the console, and of course it does mean that the console can in fact do certain things that the PS3 and 360 cannot do yet, and that's just a category fact. However, I'm wondering, and as well as other people, if that was what some developers were saying about how it does things better. In other words, the console itself just allows a better level of interactivity, similar to how, for example, when the original Wii, should I say, was released, it allowed better interactivity than, say, the PS3. Although the PS3 did have some motion control, obviously it was nowhere near to the fidelity of the Wiimote and, the nunchuck. So I'm just curious about how you guys feel that, this is going to impact the game's developments on the console. The PS3 and the the PS4 and the Xbox 720 are reportedly going to be released by next year, the end of next year. That's 2013, of course. And obviously they're going to be far more powerful, although once again there's not exact, there's not anything really other than rumours at the moment, and even those rumours are very vague, so we don't even have a real indication of how much more powerful the consoles are going to be. But even if we say that they're, let's say, 2.5 to 3 times more powerful than the current generation consoles, which shouldn't be too difficult. For example, 2 gigs of RAM now would be extremely cheap for console developers to actually implement into their systems, and obviously the graphics cards of, say, the PS3 are pretty old now, as well as the 360. So, for example, any relatively new generation of card should definitely be more powerful, 2-3 times easily, and be quite cost effective. So even if we say they're 3 times to 4 times more powerful, it could be possible. Let's go with 3, however. Then you're definitely going to see the disparity between the Wii U once again and the new generation of consoles. Obviously, it won't be quite as big a gap as the current Wii and PS3, for example. But once again, we're going to have a gap. I'm not quite sure why Nintendo decided to go as the underdog in terms of power again. Perhaps it was just simply because they wanted to have release the console first at a relatively cheap price point. I am somewhat concerned at the moment of the pricing of the controllers, with the extra jiggery pokery that's going to be involved in each of the devices. Who knows how much it's actually going to cost. Anyway, with all of that said, I'd like some of your guys to leave a comment, thoughts, and so forth. So anyway, take care and bye for now.